Want to make sure we're live here. Can anyone pop on and give me a message? We are going live. My name is Mona Cabrera. I'm the registered dietitian here at Hogue Foothill Ranch location for the lifestyle program. And we are bringing you an exciting topic. I hope you guys have time to join us. If not, you can watch this at any time. So today we are talking about the nutrition facts. We are going to be smarter consumers when we go to the grocery store. So we'll be learning all about the nutrition facts right here. So, give you a few minutes to pop on. I see a few of you on there. Okay, so we know that, I don't know if we're live. Oh, we are? Okay. Okay, so we're just going to fix some issues going on right here.
Not on the camera.
I think because I hit it. Little issues. I apologize, guys. Should we start all over? Okay, we're just having some technical difficulties. We'll fix it. There we go. Okay. I don't know what happened. There it is. Okay. I think we're okay. What? Yeah? Okay, just a little bit of typical difficulties. Okay, we are all back talking about the nutrition facts. So, if you want to grab a box or something with a label at home that you can follow along, that's super helpful. And I will try to show things closer to the camera so you can see as well, but it's definitely easier if you have a nutrition fact at home that you can follow along. So the label has been changed recently, so you may have noticed some differences. So we're going to go and talk about this label so you know when you buy a product in a box, so something that is not fresh, you know what you are consuming and you know what you're eating. So it's very, very important because there's a lot of things always in boxes that you may not want, may not be good for your health, may not make you feel good. So it's very important to be very educated about what you're eating. So we're going to be talking about that today. So that is the goal. So after today's topic, you will be an educated consumer. So pull out a box, like I said, if you have maybe a marinara sauce or a cracker, anything with a label. Protein bar maybe. So the first thing you want to look at, and it's very black and bold now, is the serving size. So you'll see that the serving size on this is a cup, 1 cup and 1/3. So you want to look at your serving size. So the facts are talking about the serving size. This one actually has, if you add milk with it, the cereal. So the nutrition facts are talking about the serving size. It's very important. And the serving size is not necessarily the portion that you may need, but that's what the facts are talking about. So maybe you served yourself 2 serving sizes. So then you would just double these numbers. So you want to be very careful with the serving size. So, and then just in smaller writings, it'll tell you servings per container, per box. So for example, this is 7 servings. So again, calories in black and bold for your serving size. So this one says 150. Just bring it closer. Okay. So the next thing we're going to talk about that's very important is the sodium level. Sodium is your salt. It's very important to look at how much sodium you're getting, because sometimes we don't think things have sodium, but things will have a lot of sodium, despite not maybe being taste salty. For example, if you pull out a bread, if you have bread at home, they typically have a high amount of sodium. So even for this cereal box is 210 milligrams of sodium. So if, let's say, a typical American can have 2,000 milligrams, so you know that this is already 200. Okay, so I just want to show you, like on a pasta sauce, this red marinara sauce. Okay, you might not think that it's going to have a lot of sodium, but it's 580 milligrams for only half a cup. Okay, so if you are on a restricted sodium diet, maybe your doctor put you on 1,500, you would see that this is already 580, so almost 600. Okay, so that's like, let's say, a third of your daily intake. So that's a lot. So this would probably be something you don't want to purchase, because it's a half a cup. It's quite a large amount of sodium. Okay, so that's sodium on your labels. Do I have any questions so far? I'm happy to answer any. So we're going to go now to sugars. So you'll see on the label added sugars. This label's written really small. I don't know if you can see it. We want to know sugars. So above the sugar is also carbohydrates. So that's carbohydrates in your serving size, but we want to really know the added sugars that are not naturally found in foods. So it could be, let's say, they're adding honey or agave syrup. Sugar has so many different names, and it's really important to keep your added sugars low. So let's look at this label. So I'm going to show you on the tomato sauce. Maybe you can see it a little bit easier. Total sugar 6 grams. We know tomatoes have the natural occurring sugars, but then there's also added sugars, and this one is 1 gram. So it's not too much, not a significant amount. We can also look at the label and see where is that sugar. So the sugar is in the ingredients. You'll see that there. So you always want to look at your added sugars, okay? We got to keep our added sugar less than 10% of our daily intake. So it's very important when you're buying any purchased product. You may not think there's added sugars, but there typically is. So it's just very important to look at that and be smart about it. If you see it and it's high, then you would search for a better product. Okay. So that was our sugars. Any questions? Just want to check my notes, make sure I'm not missing anything. Okay. I'm going to go back up to the calories. So we talked about the serving size, and the calories was mentioned here. So 150 calories per serving. So you always want to, know your calories. And if you're going to eat 2 servings, you would double it. That would be 300. Or you're going to have 3 servings, going to be, more. So you definitely want to be aware of your calories. And then there's a lot of information on the label. You'll have the grams of protein. There's also cholesterol. I'm going to go back up to fat. Okay. So total fat grams. Can you see that? It's really small. It just says 1.5 grams. It's not a product that's high in fat, right? Cereal. Let's see our tomato sauce. Just looking at total fat grams, 5 grams. And everyone's needs are different, so I'm not talking about our needs today. I'm just showing you how to read the nutrition fact label. Okay? And so then under your fat grams, you're going to see where the fat is coming from, meaning the saturated, unsaturated, trans fat. And there's always a percentage here on the side showing you the percentage. And the percentage is based on a 2,000 calorie diet. So that is just a number they used for a typical American, but as you know, everyone's needs are different. But that's based on a 2,000 calorie diet. If you were eating a 2,000 calorie diet, for example, the total fat on this is 5 grams, and that's providing 6% of the daily value. DV is daily value. Okay? So, saturated fat and trans fat, we want to keep those low. So, you don't want, there's no recommended daily value for trans fat because we don't want any of that. So you'll see on this one what it has. So saturated fat 1 gram, trans fat 0. Okay? And then there's cholesterol as well. Your cholesterol. If you're watching your cholesterol, it's a good one to look at. You know, products high in fat will show cholesterol numbers. This one is 0. Okay, per serving. So we're talking about serving. Okay. So I'm going to go down to the nutrients down here, where you see some of the nutrients labeled now. So we have vitamin D, calcium, iron, and potassium. And these will be on your nutrition facts. They are a little different than the previous nutrition labels. We don't see vitamin C anymore and vitamin A, because really there's not too many people have deficiencies in those nutrients. Stumbled on my words. So, but now they're showing vitamin D, calcium, iron, and potassium, because sometimes we get some calcium deficiencies, potassium, some Americans don't have enough of those. So those are numbers that are being listed now on our label for us. So that's important. So you'll see on this nutrition fact for potassium, for example, is 430 milligrams. And we know this is going to have potassium because it's tomato, okay? So those are your values down there, and then it gives you the percentage. And that's per serving, because we're talking about the serving. So half a cup, okay? Okay, let's see. I'm going to go back now. Any questions on the nutrition fact? I'll just summarize a little bit. Really important to look at the serving size that the label is talking about. And you'll see how many servings are in the product. And then it'll tell you the calories, and that's always bold now. So bold, black and bold. And then it gives us our fat, and we're looking at saturated fat, trans fat. Keep those low. We don't want those. Those are bad for our heart. And then it gives us cholesterol, sodium. So our salt, sodium. So we want to keep that low. And total carbohydrates, but more importantly, under total carbohydrates is the added sugars. And I didn't even mention dietary fiber. So we all need fiber. Get those in plants and seeds and nuts and beans. Women need about 25 grams a day, men 38. So we're looking at fiber, if a product is going to give you any fiber. Then there's the protein. So just again, label, if you don't have one at home right now to look at. And then your nutrients that are always going to be on the label now, because these are super important: vitamin D, calcium, iron, potassium. So these are very important because we do see deficiencies in these. And, you know, being deficient in these can lead to heart disease. They can lead to so many muscle problems, immune problems, anemia. So those are very important to be aware of. Okay? So that is the label. The next thing I'm going to go to on the label that's very important. So you know how to read the nutrition facts, okay? But more importantly, you want to know what you are eating. So now you know those numbers, but before you decide that this product is something that you want to buy and you want to eat and feed your family, I really want you to look at the ingredients. So there's always going to be an ingredient list if there's more than one product. So the first 3 products listed, so the ingredients are listed from heaviest in the product, the most in the product, to the least. So the first 3 ingredients is what's most in the product. Okay. So we got tomato puree, diced tomatoes, and soybean oil. Number 4 was sugar. Okay, so you always want to read. You definitely want your sugars, because we're trying to minimize our sugar intake. You want it really, if it has any sugar, added sugars, you want it on the low, down to the bottom, okay? And sugar, again, can come up in lots of words. There's over 100 words for sugar. So definitely look out for those, okay? Like, again, it could be honey, it could be fructose corn syrup, could be maltodextrin. There's so many words. So get familiar with those. So the first 3 is what's most in the ingredient. And then you also want to see, so if it has a long list of ingredients, you're going to think a few times about that, because then it has a lot of ingredients. We don't want things with so many ingredients. Probably lots of preservatives, food colorings, additives. So you definitely want to look at those. Okay. Let's look at the cereal box that is marketed natural fruit flavors, sweetened multigrain cereal. Since when? Sounds so healthy. Natural fruit flavors. Wow. So then you would be like, okay, that's interesting. I'm going to read my label. And then you could see on the ingredients, look how long that list is. Pretty long, right? So you're going to look at that list. You'll see there's nothing natural about this product. So these words that are used on the front of our labels is all about marketing. It's all about to lure you in and sell you this product. But now that you're a smart consumer, you're going to read it and you know better. Because these words, they can write anything they want on here, right? So sweetened multigrain cereal, multigrain, and natural fruit flavors doesn't exist. Okay, so second ingredient is sugar. Added sugar is 12 grams per serving. So you can see lots of ingredients, lots of food colorings, nothing natural fruit about this at all. So just want you to be very aware that lots of words on here to sucker you into buying it because it sounds so good, but really look at those facts, okay? So looking at those ingredients, long list, you would put that back on the shelf at the store for sure. So if you were buying something like this product, and I'm not endorsing any products or anything, it's just things that we pulled together, you would see here on the ingredient list, very short, 2 ingredients: whole grain, rice, flour, and salt. And then it says maybe traces of wheat and milk. So 2 ingredients. So I would say if you are looking for some cracker, you would be like, okay, that's good. I know what those are. I can pronounce those. I know what they are. And then you would look at the nutrition facts, and you would see what it's all about per serving. Okay? And then you would see, we'll just go through it just so you can see. Serving size, 2 slices, 15 servings in this little box. Calories per serving, 40. And then it goes through the fat, 0, 0. I want you to see that. Sodium, 70 milligrams per serving. And that's 3% of our daily value if we're eating a 2,000 calorie diet. Then it has your total carbohydrates, fiber, talking about insoluble and soluble fiber. Okay, so then added sugars. You see that? 0. And then protein. This is a cracker, so we know it's not protein. 2 grams, just a little bit. So, and then of course it gives you vitamin D, calcium again, like I said, iron, and potassium. So, just so you know. So that looks like a pretty good cracker, right? Okay. Again, those words on the front, they're not really regulated. They're just there to lure you in. So you need to, after you see a product, definitely look at your ingredients and your nutrition facts so you know what you're getting when you purchase products in a package. So that is, how do you feel? Smart now? You ready to go shopping? I hope so. I think that's it about the nutrition label. Let's see. Yeah. So I'm so glad that we were here today to educate on that, because we may be buying more boxed goods right now. If you're not finding what you want at the store, you might be relying on more boxed products. And now you know how to read that food nutrition fact label. Read the ingredient list is so important. And yeah, any questions? So happy you guys joined me today on learning about the nutrition fact label, nutrition facts. Always look at that ingredient list. It's going to tell you what's in that product, and then you can decide if that's what you want to have and if it's good for you. So let's see, any questions? It's going to be posted up on YouTube for you to watch at another time if you need to. And today's Wednesday. I will be back Friday doing cooking demo. You're not going to want to miss that. And Rebecca will be back tomorrow doing a workout video for you if you want to pop on and join her for that tomorrow morning. We are all set. You guys have a great day and happy shopping.